Hey guys! Today I'm going to be giving you a much requested tour of my own personal jewelry collection. A lot of this is going to be stuff from my collections present, super past, some of my OG original pieces, but also some of my favorite pieces I've sourced from other local designers and designers all over the world. If you expected this to be an aesthetic jewelry collection, you're with the wrong girl, because all of my stuff is stored super crazy. So it's not going to be in some beautiful, perfectly laid out jewelry box. All my stuff is in here like an extreme mess. So if you are like this, just know even jewelry designers store their jewelry crazy like this. First, I'm going to show you a couple of my very favorite rings. One of my favorites that I just recently got is this really cool sculptural ring. I got this in Italy when I was at a friend's wedding in Capri. It's really cool, a huge statement piece, and I love to wear this out. I'm somebody that wears all colors of jewelry, so I have silver, gold, rose gold, everything, and I kind of mix and match them. This guy is an old piece by a Colombian designer called Paula Mendoza. I actually own a bunch of pieces from her, but this one is from one of her original collections. I think I got this in like maybe 2015, 2016, but I am obsessed with it. You can kind of move it around. You can make it into your own little design, and it's really fun to wear. I have a ton of vintage silver, like a ton. My favorite thing to do when I'm like in the Southwest, like in Arizona or New Mexico, is pick up pieces of jewelry that are made by Native American designers. Buying pieces from the original silversmiths here in North America is really special. The craftsmanship is unparalleled. Let's get into a couple of pieces that I have from my OG collections. I don't know if any of you guys remember this guy, but this is a ring I have from maybe 10 years ago. I don't know if any of you guys have this guy still, but I was obsessed with this piece of turquoise. It has this really cool little crackle texture on the front of it, which I'm obsessed with. Ooh, I'm like, what? I forgot that I made a bunch of these pieces actually. This one is really fun, and I wear this a lot as a stacker. This was part of Mother. This was only out for a year, and then I discontinued it because it wasn't that popular, but I'm obsessed with it. I wear it all the time. Oh, I did a trade a while ago with a designer called Miranda Hope. She's based out of California somewhere, maybe San Francisco or LA, but she used to live in New York, in Greenpoint, when I lived in Greenpoint, and she made this, and it's one of my favorite pieces. It's just like super organic, and I just love her as a person as well. So this is how I store my necklaces. And I will tell you why. This is like an old jewelry designer trick. When I used to do pop-ups and flea markets, I would have to take tons and tons of pieces of jewelry with me. And this is a way to make sure they don't get tangled. You put them all inside of a Ziploc bag, and then you put the very ends of the chain hanging out, and then none of them ever get tangled up. See? I can just pull them all out, and they're all just by themselves. It's like the biggest hack ever. A lot of these pieces of jewelry I actually did as trades with other designers, and one of my favorite pieces that I got as a trade is this piece that I traded with Knot and Splice. It's this cute little pendant that says "Forget Me Not," and actually very sad story about this. I had the diamond that my parents got engaged with. They're no longer together, but my mom had it turned into a pendant, and it was a tiny diamond because they didn't have any money. And I had it on here, and somebody actually stole it. It was probably the most devastating jewelry loss ever. It's like when I used to think about the one thing that I would take if my house was on fire, it was my dog and that diamond. But I still love the pendant. I wear it all the time. I used to wear this anytime I would go on camera or anything like that. I would wear this, and I would wear my goddess necklace. But as you can see, I have a ton of random necklaces, and a lot of these are all from like old collections. Like this bag is all stuff from old collections. And then again, a bunch of trades. Like this is a trade I did with Hannah Parks. This guy, which I am obsessed with. See how easy I pulled that out? Hack! Isn't this cute? Look at this little girl. Like, I just thought she was so cute. I forget what I traded her, probably another necklace or some earrings or something like that. But trades are my absolute favorite. If you ever are, it's around holiday time and I'm like trying to get gifts, I trade jewelry. I've traded jewelry for wine. I've traded jewelry for restaurant gift cards. I will trade jewelry for pretty much anything. Last but not least, this my vision board necklace that I made, which I'm obsessed with. So this is the one I made. It has snail, sun, bird, tooth, and apple. So that's the newest addition to my collection. I love necklaces and I love to layer them. So I have them of all lengths and I have them all sorted here. Crazy. This is one other favorite, is this necklace. It's a scorpion tail. This is actually from the line of my mentor, Elizabeth Knight Jewelry. She did a lot of stuff that was all these skeletons. Like, she had a tiny hand clutching a pearl. She had all of these skeletons that she'd found on the beach. And one of them was this scorpion tail that she cast in silver. And this is still my absolute favorite pieces. It's gorgeous. It's like, and it kind of reminds me of that time in my life, which I love. Okay. Now we can move into bracelets. So these two I got in Santa Fe during the Indian market. I'm obsessed with them. These two I wear constantly. I always put them stacked on this one hand. And I like them because they really match. Like I have this one with carnelian, this one with turquoise. And I mean, these were expensive. These were expensive bracelets for sure. If you ever buy vintage silver or Native American jewelry, you know you have to pay to play. But look at these ones with this. You know what I mean? Like they just come together perfectly. So remember when I was talking about the Colombian designer Paula Mendoza? So this is some other stuff that I bought from her. It was so funny. I was on a trip to Mexico City when she was doing a pop-up. I didn't realize she was doing a pop-up and I had been a huge fan of her jewelry for a really long time. And I was in the shop just shopping and all of a sudden she like walks by and I'm like, oh my God, like that's Paula Mendoza. And weird, like my friend was with me and he was like, I have never seen, you've been around so many random celebrity people and I've never seen you fangirl out like you just fangirled out on that jewelry designer. And you know, I mean, it's just like when you admire someone in the industry, you like their work, you like what they do, you kind of get a little bit fangirled out. I think designers especially were like that with each other. So I did fangirl out, I did force her to take a picture with me. It is what it is. Another designer that I bought a lot of stuff from that I really, really love is Lingua Nigra. She's based out of Chicago. I think I actually, when I lived in Chicago, I think that's when I really discovered her, which was a long time ago. But look at these. I have these from her. I have these from her. I think I bought these during her Black Friday sale. And I'm obsessed. Totally obsessed. This earring, which now that I'm looking in here, oh no, here's the other one. These guys are an OOG pair of earrings that I used to make called the Matrix earring. If you're familiar with the Matrix ear cuff, this is the earring that goes along with it. People were obsessed with these. At the time, I was still starting. I was only like 3 years into being a jewelry designer. I was like, this was so hard to make, oh my God. So I just cast it identically, and then as you can see, like, it's two sides of the same side. Like this one should be made flipped like this, you know, but the same kind of sculptural technique. They're not exactly perfect, but as a beginning designer, you make mistakes like that. And then later, as you get better, you're like, I can't put this out anymore. Like this does not look good. Anyway, if you have a pair of these, you are a true OG follower. That is my traditional jewelry box. But then I have this, which this is a massive treasure trove of random pieces of jewelry that I made over the time. And this is all the really big pieces. Like, this is where I keep the stuff that couldn't necessarily fit into this box. This cuff, which is the Evil Eye cuff that I made with the opal inside, which people really, really love, but I don't make anymore. Oh my God, I feel so bad pulling this stuff out like this. Like, it's so trashy, but this is the reality. You guys wanted the real deal. This necklace, which I made, which is part of Hidden Universe, it's a big choker. It makes you feel a little constricted when you put it on, but it's pretty hot. Like, I definitely think this is a super sexy piece. This is another one that I really, really loved. It's really sculptural. I think it was only in the collection for one season, and I'll tell you why. Like, sometimes I make stuff and then I realize that's not super wearable. And this one, it was because these things like really dig into your wrist. So while you're wearing it, I mean, it looks so good though. It isn't practical. Through the day, it's gonna start hurting you, so I pulled it out. Oh, this guy. So this guy actually just came back from the vault this season, but not with the moonstone. We only have it in the turquoise. You know what? Oh my God, this thing. I made this when I was just a very, very beginning designer, probably in the first year of having my line, where I was just kind of like putting parts together. So I bought this hinge cuff, and I bought this line, and I bought this circle, and I just soldered them on, and it actually came out really cool. So sometimes like whenever I'm telling other designers that are just starting out and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do soldering and like I don't know how to really design yet. I'm like, dude, just put things together. Put parts together. Go to the jewelry supply, find the brass parts and just do some very simple soldering because you can make something cool like this. Like I would wear this still. Well, this is my most treasured piece from my collection. This is a deer antler necklace, which I wear all the time. I love this piece. I got it at the Carla Fernandez store in Mexico City, I want to say, but it's actually by a designer called Olo, O-L-O. But I love their pieces. Like, I think this is so freaking cool. Anytime I have an outfit that's like really basic on, or it's like all neutrals, or it's monochromatic, I'll wear this. Because it really makes the outfit pop off. Always ask me, did people in my life wear a lot of jewelry? What inspired me to be a jewelry designer? And I always say my grandma did wear a shit ton of jewelry, and she was one of those people that had rings on every single finger. And when she passed away, I got her little jewelry box, and I can show you kind of like what she looked like. I mean, if you have a grandma, then you recognize these rings because these were the style at the time, but I have a ton of them. And so I just have a big collection of cute little rings like this, and she would wear them literally on every single finger, on both hands. And so that definitely was an inspiration for me as I became a designer. I would love to see your favorite pieces, so let me know in the comments if you have any pieces that you've collected, your favorite designers from all over the world, so we can go and support other independent artists together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked my little collection preview, and don't forget, like and subscribe.